Good morning, people. Welcome back to my kitchen. I don't know how many people want to be with me in my kitchen, but here we are. Okay, this morning I'm going to bake some rusks. I'm going to use the recipe out of Annette Human's Raakvat Recepte book. That's in Afrikaans. And it is rusks on page 152. As per usual, I have veganized this recipe. I have made it a couple of times. It is very successful. I am going to use 4 eggs. Don't crucify me for my eggs. I have pet chickens and ducks, and that's what they do. They lay eggs. I cannot keep the egg inside. I cannot prevent them from laying the egg. I cannot push the egg back. So if they do this, then I don't see anything wrong for using the eggs. My animal thing that I have going on is not about the actual product, but the cruelty behind the product. If there is no cruelty behind the chickens that I keep and the eggs that they are laying for me, then I don't have a problem using the eggs. I used to use no egg replacer, and in this recipe I used 7.5 milliliters of egg replacer, and it makes a beautiful rusk. But I am going to use the egg. I've measured some of the stuff out. It becomes a very expensive recipe if you do your own muesli and stuff. Very expensive. So it worked out cheaper just to buy a normal muesli. Then I add 2 cups of bran, just plain bran. I've added a cup of coconut instead of half a cup. So that's my health stuff that I'm putting into this recipe. I did replace the buttermilk with 1 can of coconut milk and 1 can of coconut cream so that you get the creaminess and the fattiness in the rusk. That I have already measured out, and I have mixed it with the mixer. So that is the stuff that I have changed in the recipe. Then it's asking for 700 grams of margarine or butter. I'm going to use the Delight vegan margarine, and I'm going to put in 2 blocks. So I'm adding 250 grams to the recipe on that one. 3 cups of sugar. I've already measured that out. 1.5 kilograms of self-raising wheat flour. 40 grams of baking powder, and then 7 milliliters of salt, of which I put in 7.5 mils just to make up for the fact that salted butter has got some salt in, and I often find that the vegan margarine doesn't have that same saltiness. Okay, that's the recipe. I'm now going to tumble through it without my glasses, so you're going to have to bear with me. I actually wondered if ever I get monetized, what will there ever be anything that I would be able to merge? And I just thought to myself, I think I will merge brain fog. Aprons. I think if ever I merge something, I will merge aprons. Maybe. I just thought this is an idea. I love different aprons. Anyway, so let's get back to business. Okay, so when you do your own expensive muesli mix, you must mix it with oil, and you must bake the stuff in the oven till golden brown. And that's now not going to happen here. Okay, going to start with the butter. It must be melted. I'm going to This is an old book. They still melt it on the stove. I'm going to melt mine in the microwave. Oh, it's so hot in this kitchen today. It is very hot in my kitchen today, but I needed to close the door because my neighbors are playing music, which will come through on the video. Also, I cannot put the fan on because that will make some irritating background noise. But it is a very summer's day in South Africa, Port Elizabeth today. I'm only going to do the butter until it starts to become liquid. And then I'm going to add the sugar, because the recipe say that you must heat the sugar and the butter together. Then you must beat the buttermilk. I've already beaten the coconut cream and the coconut milk together. I'm now at this stage going to add the 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to mix it through lightly, and then I'm going to put it back into the microwave. I actually added a half a cup of sugar. The recipe asks for 2.5 cups of sugar. I'm putting in 3 cups. I'm going to put it back into the microwave. The 4 eggs must be beaten into the buttermilk. I'm going to beat my 4 eggs in with the coconut cream, coconut milk mixture. Unfortunately, I cannot break it the way that the good people do. I'm not even going to try. Got no idea how they do that. I've got no idea how they do that. I will have to practice. That was my attempt on doing that. I don't know if it's special eggs that they use or whatever, but I cannot do that. I don't know what's going on with me today, but I've got the giggles. I find everything extremely funny. Okay, beating the eggs now. I'm just going to give the butter and the sugar also just a quick beat to make sure that it's nicely mixed. That the sugar isn't all lying in the bottom of the container. Okay. Now you must sieve the self-raising wheat flour. I was wondering how much 40 grams of baking powder is, and they say it is 3 tablespoons. So there's the first one going. Second one. With the salt. Third one. Now you are going to add your muesli mixture to the flour mixture, which is going to be the muesli, the bran, and coconut. Then you mix this together. Okay. Now I'm adding the milk mixture and the sugar mixture. When the mixture is completely and totally mixed through, you will now scoop them into your prepared pans. Mine are still the old pans. They are coming from my mum. So pans that might have been used on the farm. For all we know. Okay, so these 4 pans are now going into a preheated oven at 180 degrees for 30 minutes and then for 40 minutes at 160 degrees until golden brown. And then you take them out and it's supposed to give you 10.5 dozen rusks. But I suppose that depends on how thick you cut them. So that is 20 to 1. 20 to 1. I must bring it down to 160 degrees for another 40 minutes. Fine. Oh, yes. Also just in time, because load shedding was scheduled early this morning for 6 o'clock, and they now say it's going off at 2, so I just made it. Also difficult. And then I still go and take the long ones. Don't ask me why. Here it is. It's load shedding from 2 to 4, so I'm going to go out. And when I'm back, I will then cut it up to put it in the oven to dry out. That's the plan. I will just take them out of this because I don't want them to sweat. I have prepared these pans to perfection because they are very, very loose. I have to get them up without it breaking them. That's the thing. That's why I don't use these gloves that you think. Oh, yes, but I'm having such a silly, stupid day today. Just look at this. Burn my table. Crazy. I actually need to buy another wire rack because I only got one. Today has been a day full of laughs. Absolutely full of laughs. I had lots of fun. I was literally rolling on the floor with laughter this morning. Oh, there it broke. That one broke. But it's going to be a rusk, so it's not the end of the world. No, that one took my laughter away instantly. Instantaneously the laughter went out the window because that lump broke. Okay, that's not working very well either. What are you doing? I promise you, I have made rusks many times in my life. I know when it comes to deep panning, it doesn't look like it. But, aha. It's like turning a pancake. Ooh, I get nervous to turn a pancake. I can't do an omelette and I can't do a pancake for this reason. Okay. Only one broke. Whichever way it came out of the pan. I'm going to have some rusks to eat at the end of the day. And the rusks are in the drying process. It's another day. It was quite a thing to get the rusks dry with all the load shedding, because I'll tell you the story now. When the power goes off, the timing of the oven goes out. And if the timing is not set, then your oven doesn't work. Now, that was a very expensive lesson I learned years and years ago. I thought my oven was broken. It also just shows how little load shedding or power cuts we actually experienced in the olden days. I thought my oven was broken. I phoned the technician, he came out, but he also didn't know because he had to make a phone call into the office. He was spending his time and checking all the fuses and stuff. In the end, he couldn't find a fault. He phoned the office and they said, set the timer on the clock, set the clock on the oven because the ovens do not work if the clock has not been set. So since then, I know that the clock on the oven must be set. So we had a power cut in the middle of the night. I had to get up, come and set the clock of the oven so that the drying process could carry on. So I'm going to put my rusks in the tins and I'm then going to enjoy one with a mug of coffee. I am also a tin freak, as you know by now. This little tin comes from childhood years, I can remember. The cookies was kept in this. And this, I think I bought over a Christmas period, and the baker's biscuits was in this tin. So I'm going to put the rusks in the tins now. Oops. My OCD brain wants to have one that goes into that little hole. Not going to happen. Crazy. Oops. That little piece will go in there. Okay. I'm not going to make it overfull because I don't want the lid to break it, so I will put the others in the other tin. And somebody has an oven to clean after this. There's crumbs everywhere. Those two will have to go in the other tin. I do not like to dunk a rusk in tea. I feel that a rusk must be dunked in coffee. And I also associate it with a morning thing um, and a traveling on the road thing. Yes. And I suppose if I'm really hungry in the evening and there's nothing to snack on, I will have a rusk. And now I cannot take the spoon away because half of my rusk will most probably drop into the coffee because I'm going to keep it there for too long. Maybe I must put my apron on for this. Let's see. Mm, very nice. Very, very, very nice. Kan je nu helemaal eten, Can you believe it? Well, I suppose my rusks are a winner. Okay.